I am Professor Charanjit Singh Shah. I am an architect and I'm an infrastructure expert, an art and architecture critic, and I've been practicing from freelance to now into corporate practice for the last now 52 years since 1970. And I would say that I've looked the various stages, eras of architecture, particularly post-independence, since 1947 to 2023 today. And perhaps architecture is evolving a new language, new dimension, new horizon, new vision, and new aspiration. It's like now, I think it's like architecture is beyond architecture, which is not evolving.
What do you think about sustainable architecture and how sustainable architecture can be smart?
I think that sustainable word is practically used, abused also, and it's like sometimes we say like red is green, but red is red. So probably we need to understand what is sustainability, how do you create sustainable human settlement, and if you adopt basic principles of human life, natural resource management, respecting the sun oscillation, the wind, probably we need to understand that any human settlement is, or any hutment which you make, any habitat you make, it needs to be protected from rain, harsh sun, and harsh wind. If we are able to achieve that, so that is sustainable architecture, doing minimum damage to the mother earth.
So you talked about a lot about Indian architecture, and the generation nowadays are focusing more and more on the outside world.
Life is to be understood. What is life? Life is not that I am Indian, life is not that I am global. Life is like humanism, universalism, touch of the soul. If I understand basic various elements, as today also we just discussed, how do you see that you sensitize your five senses? That's very important. Through the five elements, understanding the five senses, and also be with the five virtues so that you can be nearer to the nature. And once you are near to the nature, you are nature like, you are practically sitting with nature, eating with nature, resting with nature. It's like engulfing yourself in the natural resource management. In case I am able to understand the basic principles of natural phenomena or the order, the cosmic energy, which we talk, like Earth moves 24 hours like this. Earth moves 24 hours at the 365 days, takes one round. That's the cosmic energy. In case I'm able to control the various seasons, various directions, various oscillations, which are part of the natural resource management, and create a habitat which respects that, that is sustainable. Sustainable is not that I do first something like cosmetic architecture, then I say, oh, in the active ways I am reducing energy by putting double glass, double insulating glass, I am putting this, I am putting this, I am putting sensors. That is like intelligent building management systems. So I need to do passive ways of designing wherein I do the resource management in respect of the nature, creating something which I generally say a build form. It's not a mass of brick and concrete, but it is a living organism which breathes and which is embodied with nature. Then we say, oh, it is absolutely, green architecture.
Do you think in search of innovation and finding something new, the actual architecture practice is pushed back?
Yeah, it's a continuous process. I cannot be rigid. I cannot be static. It's a process where Every day, the innovation, the technological advancement, the material application, everything is changing. Perception is changing. My mindset is changing. It's like I said that it's like from robotic to nomadic to robotic. The sensitizing myself with emotion that probably needs in the modern architecture, contemporary architecture. It has to be outspoken. And I also said that architecture needs to be reflected in three P's: place, people, and purpose. I am making what are the place like, who are the public people like, and what is the functionality. In case I am to do that, then I'll have a touch with the public. Touch of the public and the place is touch of heritage, touch of ethnic architecture, touch of socio-economic, cultural, religious aspects of the city, of the neighborhood, of the country, and then probably I will say I am creating a Indian sustainable, smart human settlement.
What do you think is the future of architecture?
I would say future is like even sky is not the limit that I stress. So much innovation. See, the journey never finishes. It continues. Even I would say because architecture is soul. Architecture is not body. Body will vanish, but soul will not. Soul travels. So similarly, through the various eras of civilization, we've seen the historical, the touch of the human settlement, which was for that purpose, for those people of that time. And now, when we're talking about technological advancement, talking about many more things put together, the language of architecture, the vocabulary of architecture needs to reflect the contemporary architecture. But nevertheless, with contemporary architecture, I need to put my soul, my emotions, my attachment, where I say, yes, it has a belonging to me, and I am the mother of this child. So, motherhood is more important than womanhood. So, that again I'm stressing womanhood can be borrowed, but motherhood will give me a architecture which has emotions, which has sentiments, which has sanskar. संस्कार की बात है सारी. So that sanskar will reflect that Indian character within my human settlement.
What do you think about this Smartex? And how do you think it is benefiting us?
These are the forums where we interact and we understand each other. You are communicating with the consumer, you are communicating with the manufacturer, you are communicating with the designers. So it's like, I would not say it's not like only business to business, but it is mental to mental. So the behavior will be addressing, and by virtue of these sort of forums, we try to understand the psyche of the industry along with the consumer and the designer. So this is like a byproduct where the cycle finishes and we get engulfed with each other for a better architecture of tomorrow.